Welcome here on the Reflector podcast. This is a place of sharing where we widen our horizon and embrace together the beauty, the magic, and the mystery of life. It is a space where we can go deeper into the unknown and become the change we want to see in this world. This podcast is an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery and embody fully in all ourselves what it truly means to be human. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for listening. Let's dive together. Welcome on this new episode of the podcast. Thank you everybody for joining the podcast, listening, sharing, and giving me some feedbacks. It warms my heart and it gives me some energy to go on and also answer your specific questions. And this episode right now is actually an answer to questions that I have, that people that wanted to know more about what is happening in the different landscape of the nervous system on an energetic level. So I had some questions from yogis that use also these teachings in their classes and wanted to know more about what is happening also with the 10 body system. You know that I use the 10 body system as a frame of understanding life, creation, and the human perspective. So this is a system that comes from the north of India, from the Himalayas, a tantric system that is, we call it 10 bodies system because it's like we have 10 parts of our psyche and they all need to be in balance so we can experience the full potential of a human life. So this is what I want to share with you today. There will be a series of episodes, and today will be the first of this series on the energetics of the landscapes of the nervous system. So you can go to the episode on the landscape of nervous system if you want to understand exactly what are the three modes. But basically there are the parasympathetic, the vagal ventral part, when we are in a secure mode, relaxed, digest. Relax and digest mode is the ventral part of the vagus nerve. And this is what we will talk about today. And it's the system of harmony, energetic harmony, where we are at peace within ourselves, at peace within our body, our physical body, and we feel at home within this body. So I will explain in details today about this system. And the two others are the sympathetic system, the autonomic part of the nervous system we're talking here. So this is the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight and flight response. We will talk in the next episode. And then there is the third part, which is the dorsal part of the vagus nerve, which is the response of immobilization, freeze, is when you freeze in front, is the freeze response. So these are three different responses of the autonomic nervous system. So today will be the first one when we are in the ventral vagal. So what we call ventral vagal is this part of the vagus nerve that starts to go in front. That doesn't mean it goes only in front of the body, but it's just that it starts in front. So we call it ventral. And it basically runs from the diaphragm up and generates the face, the movement of the way we talk, the way we share, the intonation of our voice. It connects us also to the breathing, the beat of the heart. It regulates all those things, and it is the part of the nervous system that is also regulating the dorsal part when it's active. And this dorsal part connects us to the belly, all the digestive and sexual processes. So it's really the part when it's on that the nervous system, that's what we call a regulated nervous system. Is when we are able to go from a state of stress to the state of relaxation and come back to our baseline. And Ventral vagal is our baseline. This is when we can enter in social mode, and this is when we can receive new information from the outside. This is why we call it relax and digest, because we can only digest properly. It can be food, or it can be emotions, ideas, concepts, a discussion. You can only digest if you are in this relaxed mode of the nervous system. So I call it also the nervous system of our receptive self. Okay, this is when it's activated, we can receive the new, we can receive life. Okay. And of course, this is a lot influenced by how we received the first life, which was from our mother, because this is the first relationship we experienced in all of us in the womb. And the quality of this relationship affected our nervous system very deeply, and to the way we can have access, more or less. The geometry of access, you could say, is a lot influenced by what our mother experienced when we were in her womb. Okay, so basically what happens is when this part of the nervous system is activated, it's like we are a living womb. We can welcome, we can like a womb, we can multiply, we can let ourselves be impregnated, inseminated with a new seed, and multiply this seed within ourselves. That every opportunity of interaction or relation is an opportunity to know something more about ourselves. This part of the nervous system connects us to the unknown, that we are not afraid of the unknown. I mean, we make the unknown part of the life, we'd say the biggest part of it, and we enjoy being in relationship with the unknown. So when this part is stabilized, this is why we call it the secure mode also, because then nothing is really a threat. Everything is just an opportunity to learn something new. So I think, especially in the year 2025, we need to learn to regulate our nervous system so that we don't live in a state of stress and reaction all the time, and we can welcome new information, because this is the source of our joy. When we welcome something that we didn't know about the world, about life, and obviously about ourselves in the end, because life is us. So when we bring that into the framework of the understanding of energetics, this is related also to the gunas, and we could relate that to sat guna, this quality of the mind, which is sattvic. What we call sattvic in the Ayurveda or yogic sciences is the quality of balance. It's a lightness in the mind, it's balance in the mind, it's stability in the mind, and it's a capacity that we have to embrace opposites, to embrace paradox, to embrace polarities. Okay, so ventral vagal is when the nervous system in this state of being, then we have access to this neutral part of the mind, this sattvic mind, which is an expansive mind, intuitive mind, you call it synthetic mind, that he can see from a larger perspective. He perceives things as a constellation. So he don't take sides. Doesn't need to take sides to justify its existence. It exists by just being. This is this part of the mind that is, we call it also intuitive mind, because it sees beyond the veil. And it has the capacity to welcome the reactions, to accept, acknowledge, and integrate those reactions that we might have. Okay, so we could relate, first thing is we can relate ventral vagal, parasympathetic mode to the neutral, intuitive mind, meditative mind. We call it meditative also because it is stable in its own ground. That means when the ventral vagal is active, it's like our physical body is our home. So we feel at home wherever we go. There is not a place that feels more home. It's like everywhere I am is an opportunity to learn something about me. So that means to ground myself even more in who I am. This is ventral vagal. That's why we call it feeling secure, feeling at home. And also this is the part of the nervous system that allows social connections. Because to be able to have social connections, we need to be able to include another part of another psyche, another being into our own magnetic field. To include something that is different from us. Okay? So, to be clear, for those who are not used to the different parts of the mind, we have the negative mind, we have the positive mind, and we have the neutral mind when you take the 10 body system. Negative mind is the protective mind, and positive mind is the projective mind. So the first negative mind is, in every situation, he will give you whatever risk, where there might be a threat, where it allows you to see where there might be some threats. And the positive mind is the opposite. In any given situation, he will see the resources, the possibilities. He wants to enjoy everything, to experience everything. So the first one is protecting you, and the second one is like, we could say, projecting you or seeing resources. That's why we call them negative and positive. But we both need them to have a balanced experience of life. And the neutral one is the one who can see both sides and act from a place where the negative is included, the positive is included. That means you feel safe enough to go there. And at the same time, you can find the resources. Okay. And from that, you have a capacity of adaptation. This is neutral mind. It's not a mind that is like blank and like far from everything, very cold and that has no, that then when we are neutral mind, we have no emotion, nothing. No, it's not about that. Neutral mind is about the capacity to allow any reaction, be it the negative mind, be it the positive mind, and we allow and contain them. And this is what the regulated nervous system allows us to do. Is we can allow ourselves to be personal beings with our limits, our shortcomings, our own subconscious reactions, and include that we are also infinite being, already at peace, already healed, already perfect, which is no need to become anything else than what we are. Okay? And these two realities, they can coexist. We are limited and we are unlimited, and there is not one who denies the other. Okay, and this can happen only when this part of the vagus nerve is active. So this is the main work that we do on yoga, is to find access to this ventral vagus nerve and increase its capacity, to extend it to infinity somehow. We include more and more always. Okay? So what happens when we are in this ventral vagal state? This is also when we are, I would say, this is the medicine of the womb. We become womb because we are very creative beings when we are in this state of the nervous system. Because then when the neutral mind is activated, and he can take whatever information is coming from the outside, and he will make this information something like a food, like something deeply nurturing for oneself. So he will find a way to integrate this information and make it part of your being. So what you are is expanding. And this is what happens is like the aura, when you are in this mode of the nervous system, the aura can expand very easily. That's why it's more inclusive, because when the aura is closed and a lot of angles, it's difficult to match different, your capacity for adaptation is very low. So this ventral vagal gives you flexibility in your auric field and expand the auric field. So it can embrace different shapes, different geometries. It can adapt. When you are in this state of the nervous system, you have the capacity to regulate your heartbeat according to the person you're speaking with, for example. It's very interesting. So when you are in the sympathetic part of the nervous system, the heartbeat will increase. When you're in the dorsal part of the nervous system, the heartbeat will decrease. And accordingly, the blood pressure. What happens when you are in this regulated mode of ventral parasympathetic vagus nerve is the way your heart is beating will change according to the need of the interaction. That means you will change the tone of your voice. You might change the rhythm of your voice. You might change the kind of words that you use. You will also change the way your face and the emotions show on your face according to the feedback that is that the person you're speaking with is giving. So you have this capacity to find the point, the meeting point in any relationship. You will find the point where the magnetic field is balanced, and when you resonate in this field of the magnetic field, and this is what we call communication. When there is a sense of communion, that there is one place where your magnetic fields match, and you have this capacity to put words on it. Okay, so what it means, this, if we see it from the perspective of the 5 pranas within the body, that means you have this capacity to allow prana and apana to be together. This is the ventral vagal. This is why we use it so much in yoga. We want the polarities to be maximum and balanced, so we can find the meeting point. And when those polarities are maximum and balanced, then there is a special energy that starts to rise within our system. And we call that Udana Vayu. This is the transcendent Vayu. This is the one that moves from the diaphragm up, that moves our speech. And this is a lot governed by the ventral vagus. Udana Vayu is the power of your own word. Words create the reality we live in. One word we speak to any ear is like a seed we plant to the utero. Okay? So I'm saying, I used to say the ventral vagal is our receptive self. Yes, it is. That means we have this capacity to be a womb, a huge womb that welcomes, and that is seeded. But then what happens is this will be multiplied the minute we talk about what we feel, what is alive within us. Then the universe will multiply it on the outside. So it's already alive within. And when we talk about it, it's made multiplied, because it's heard outside. So this is the inner reality that can start to manifest outside. This is what we call law of manifestation. It's not like this narcissist thing that you think about this car, these bills that are paid, and you have these vision boards, and then you need this to manifest. No, this is narcissistic. We have a shared reality here, that you are not the only one living here. We have a shared reality, and what you can create depends on everybody else as well. And the strength of our manifestation, which is real, depends on how much our words, people listen to it and match also with it. That's when a reality becomes manifest. An inner reality becomes manifest in the outside world. Is because our words match the inner frequency, and it starts to match the frequency of the magnetic field of other people. And then this spreads more and more. This is why they say when you serve life, life will serve you. Because when you start to have your words that are aligned with your inner experience, then life cannot do anything but to multiply it. That's how things work. And how it multiplies, because every ear that hears your word is a new utero that will make these seeds sprout and grow and give a big tree as well, eventually. Okay? So this is what happens when we are into this part of the nervous system, is the Udana Vayu, this wind, this special energy within our system, is an ascending energy. And it gives us the power of our words. Okay. And this is mainly what we work with in Kundalini Yoga. For the one who are used to this tradition, and the work we do in this tradition is mainly a yoga of the word. And this is because we work so much on the balance of the Vayu and being aware of the Udana Vayu, how it operates and how it vibrates. When a sound vibrates from the navel, vibrates your heart and is aligned with the pure essence of your soul, there's no way it will not manifest. This is how we function as a human being. So being in this ventral vagal, you have this sensation, this awareness of the impact of your word, and when it's aligned and when it's not. Okay. So naturally, the more you develop this part of the nervous system, the more you can manifest naturally without even thinking of your needs. Then naturally, because you feel at home within your body, what you say will be held and multiplied. When you are in the other mode of the nervous system, is what happens is, then because the subconscious is so active, he will be the one taking the reins. So your life will be on subconscious survival mode, and the part of you that is not aligned with what you want, it will be stronger than the conscious part. So the opposite is true when you're in the ventral vagal, is that when you start to be in your body, then you start to feel when you say something, the part of you that are matched with it and the part of you that are still resisting this reality. Okay? So you have an opportunity to include this subconscious part. Whereas when you are, for example, in sympathetic mode, then this subconscious reaction will take over and will multiply itself. So when you are in sympathetic mode, you multiply exactly the opposite of what you really want. This is what happens. So we will talk about more what happens when you are in the sympathetic mode. But what is important to share for me today is that the ventral vagal is our baseline. And whenever we feel that we are out of our baseline, is not the time to have a good discussion. Is not the time to go and listen to somebody that you know will trigger you. It is not the time to take important decisions in your life. Okay. Then when this mode is not activated, that means there needs some time to settle down, maybe to meditate, to ground in whichever way is possible for you. So that means to go outside in nature. This is one of the best way to activate this ventral vagal part of the nervous system. Breathing is probably one of the quickest and simplest way. Everywhere you can do it. It will regulate your nervous system. Long, deep breaths that connects you back to your body. And of course, scanning your body, being in touch with the sensation of your body. This is something to make sure. This is how you feel, you see that you are off balance and you are dysregulated, is when you start that you don't really feel your body. And there's a lot of areas that are mismatched, like your energy body doesn't match your physical body. then this is when it's time to regulate yourself, to breathe more. Okay, so ventral vagal is this baseline of our being. Is when you are in a neutral perspective, then we can welcome new information, and what we will share and start to say will manifest very efficiently in the outside. We will be clear. We can be understood when we are in the ventral, because we can include the point of view of somebody else. We can include the polarity. That's the main thing, is when you are in ventral vagal, you can include the polarity. So the people with you will feel heard, will feel listened to, will feel understood. And what it will create in the magnetic field is that they are open to listen to what you have to say. Okay? So when you start to have people, they don't want to hear you, they are reacting to you, check your own nervous system, because that means probably you're not in your secure ventral mode. When you are, it's like the other will come to you. It's a magnetic space. Ventral vagal is a magnetic space of the nervous system. You attract whatever is needed in your life. You don't need to do and chase anything. It's there and you can recognize it. What happens is your aura is flexible and your arc line, the halo, the nucleus of the aura is very active. So it's naturally giving you awareness of your inner processes. And when this part of you is active, this is the magnetic part. It's like the whatever is outside, you feel, you recognize the resonance within your own self. So when the halo you see in the paintings of the saint is activated, is you see the other a part of yourself. So this is why some say when the arc line is activated, you're not afraid. That doesn't mean there cannot be reactions of fear in the nervous system, but you can include the fear. Fear is not a problem. You know that fear is the way you can learn something new. It's just the guardian of the door. When the arc line is activated, you see fear as the guardian of the door. Okay, so you're not afraid of the fear. That's what it means when arc line is activated. So whatever is coming, you see, you can find the meeting point and you can find the resonance in the magnetic field and you can nourish from that. So the pranic body, the energy body, is in a constant state of healing, of repairing, you could say. It's like life is always trying to reunite what has been separated. Okay? And when the ventral vagal is activated, you have a feeling of that happening within yourself. You don't have to think about it. You're constantly repairing what has been separated. You're constantly finding a meeting point. And you are this meeting point. It is within you. It's happening with your felt sense. Your felt sense is most activated when you are in this mode of the nervous system. When it's in the sympathetic mode, it's perverted. What you feel is not exactly what is there. It's filtered by so many subconscious data there that are clogging the experience. You modify your felt sense to fit your subconscious. When you are in the ventral vagal, you can include the subconscious and you can dissolve it. Okay? So this is what I wanted to say today. What did I share? I shared about the three minds, right? I shared about aura and arc line. I shared about pranic body. I shared about physical body. And then there are two last bodies, but I already shared about them in some way. But I will mention them. It's part of the more spiritual bodies. The first one is the subtle body. So I didn't mention it properly, but this is what it means that you see beyond the veil, is that when somebody is talking, you don't listen to the words. You listen to what he's trying to share as an energy, what energy he's vibrating. And this is, when the arc line is activated, then you can have access to this subtle body. And subtle body is just a field of information. And you understand that whatever the person is talking, whatever the words the person is uses and the way she's used is them, there is an information for you. If it comes in your magnetic field, that means there is an information for you to integrate there. So this is when the subtle body is activated. When the vagal ventral is there, you have access to this huge pool of information. You could call it the Akashic records or whatever, but you have access to all the frequencies that exist in this universe. And you can experience whatever you like, whatever you want. You can plug to that frequency and experience it within your physical self. And your prana will take the quality of this specific energy. Okay, so this is subtle body. When you can start to open the wide spectrum of experience of life. And the last one, radiant body, is quite natural outcome of this process. Is the radiance is the outcome of the digestive process. So whichever information you included from this subtle body through your alkaline, your aura, your physical body, you digest all that, you make it part of yourself, then this creates some radiation, some radiance, sorry, not radiation. Okay, so the more you do this process, the more this, what I said, process of manifestation is seen, felt, visible, palpable on the outside. That's what we call the radiant body, because the more this has been integrated within your own self, the more the universe will have to shape the reality according to it. That's why some masters, they gave the teaching 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, and they are still so much alive today, because the impact of those teachings is from the radiant body. They are still alive in the magnetic field of this earth, because they were strong and they were integrated so much that the radiance stays. Even though their physical body is dead, the radiance is still operating. Okay, so that's also something that, don't worry, it doesn't mean you have to have an extraordinary life. Maybe some people have life that are beneficial for people for thousands of years and you don't even know they existed. Some things manifest in certain ways, and don't be misguided by appearances. When you are in the ventral vagal, that's the good thing, is you're not taken by the Maya of the outside, what is there, what is not there, how rich you are on your bank account, or these kind of things. The radiance can take so many different shapes. Prosperity can take so many different shapes. And in the ventral vagal, you're a prosperous being, and you know it. You feel it every day of your life. And that's what matters, is that you feel your own prosperity. The way most of the people interpret prosperity is none of your business. Prosperity is only you within you, as a felt sense. The way it manifests can be multiple ways. This is another aspect of the radiant body. Okay, I spoke enough. The next episode will be on the sympathetic part of the nervous system. Thank you for listening to me, and if there are some things that need clarification, please ask. I will talk about it later. Sat Nam. Thank you.